Coming to you nice and full per usual after a romantic Friday night dinner with Pops. It's Wellness Nerd Out time! How we doing, people? Happy When Wellness Nerd Out time, you nerds out there who are ready to listen to some vitamin D stuff that's really cool about how it plays a role in different organs, right? So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get through it. It's pretty short today. Before we do, though, I do want to say a very happy birthday to Juliana Shop. This When Wellness Nerd Out time is for you. It's the first birthday dedication on When Wellness Nerd Out time, so bam, that's pretty cool. One, and two, I hope you have a great day. I hope you had a great day. I hope you're having a fantastic night, enjoying it with the family, the friends, whoever you're spending it with, maybe a little bit of both, but this one's for you. So, saw Nick shop in the supermarket earlier. We talked about you a little bit. If you didn't tell you, I'm telling you now. Nadia, what's up, girl? Thanks for tuning in. So, where we left off in our discussion on vitamin D yesterday, we were talking about different things that vitamin D could do or make happen in different tissues, right? And again, it depends on the organ site, right? Of course, and it depends on the amount of vitamin D receptors at that target organ site, and it depends on the affinity of free, active, unbound vitamin D to those vitamin D receptors, right? And we said that it could do a few things like promote cell proliferation or differentiation, or it could promote the synthesis of proteins and secretion, right? As a byproduct of gene expression, of course. So today, where we'll pick up is no better place than the small intestines, you guys. The small intestines, why? Because the major role... Now, before we even say this, I want to say, when you think of vitamin D and you think of the role it plays in the body, major role, think of more calcium in the blood. Think of calcium in the bloodstream, all right? And it's going to make a lot of sense as we talk more today and in the coming days, all right? So I think that's a fair and necessary premise. So first, when we talk about the small intestines, the primary role of vitamin D is to promote calcium absorption in the intestines, right? In the small intestines, majorly, right? So, again, to absorb that calcium, what do we get? More calcium in the blood. When we talk about its role, vitamin D, that is, with the kidneys, right? So we've talked about how that hydroxyl group is added to the first carbon in the kidneys in the final step of activation of vitamin D, right? But on top of that, vitamin D tells the kidneys, look, we want more calcium in the blood, so let's conserve it, Don't go pissing that out. Let's keep the good stuff. We're keeping the calcium. We're going to put it through the proximal tubules back into the bloodstream. So it promotes the conservation of calcium. We try to make it fun. Promotes the conservation of calcium by the kidneys, right? Via the proximal tubules. When we talk about bones, okay, so major role in bone growth and remodeling, vitamin D plays, right? And the way is by regulating osteoblastic or bone builders, right? Blastic builders, osteoclastic, bone chompers, right? The osteoclasts chomp away, eat away the bone, so, bone resorbers, and osteocytes, right, which are just bone cells. So, why are we building? Why are we breaking down all at the same time? Wait, that can't be good. Well, for proper bone growth and maturation, we need to remodel the bone and then build it correctly, right? So maybe we'll break it down first and then we'll build it, right, with those osteoblasts. So this would also explain why calcium and phosphorus go from the bone into the bloodstream in the presence of vitamin D, active vitamin D, right? So again, we have more calcium going into the bloodstream, and you could think of it as a byproduct of that osteoclastic activity majorly, right? So that's another way we're going to get that calcium in the bloodstream. Now, last one I want to talk about today, because again, we always keep it short, so short and sweet, and you'll remember the parathyroid gland. So there is an very intimate relationship with vitamin D and calcium and the parathyroid gland. All right, and we're going to talk about the parathyroid gland in full tomorrow, but as a necessary premise, vitamin D will tell the parathyroid gland, look, you're shutting off, all right? You're not releasing any parathyroid hormone, and it inhibits the proliferation of parathyroid gland cells. So, why? Well, we're going to talk about that tomorrow, because I think we should devote an entire discussion on vitamin D, calcium, and the parathyroid gland, you guys. And one more thing that I almost forgot to say, in terms of pathological implications, at least a quick one we could spit off, with bone, you have vitamin D deficiency in children, aka rickets, right? Rickets, however you want to say it. And osteomalacia is the same in adults, that is vitamin D deficiency, right? And we get those bowed bones, right? So it's messing with the bone remodeling and messing with the bone growth, right? So we could see how vitamin D deficiency would give us some problems in that regard. So that's your quick little nerd message of the day, people. I hope you enjoyed it, and that one was for you, Juliana Shop, once again. So you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. We're going to talk more tomorrow. I promise. Every day. Every day. That's When Wellness. So we'll talk about some good stuff. And we'll see you then, you guys. Have a great night.